We should be picking it up on the stream here. All right, there we go. Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the well, I gotta mute you real quick. Quick, to get some bad feedback there. All good though. But welcome to the stream. If you're early, you're on time. We appreciate you being here. Do us a favor, repost the stream, say what's up in the comments. Let's get some people in here and have a fun episode, man. I'm playing this 12K guaranteed on CoinPoker today. I got 2 intro songs for us, then we'll get to the poker, baby. Let me pull this up on stage.
Yeah, man. The odds always been stacked against me. You know, it's never been nothing, though. There's been times where I felt like I didn't have nowhere to go, but I've always had a strong network, strong people around me, my friends, my family. They've always helped me do that. You know, there were times where I might have stayed on my homie's DeBogo's couch for weeks. My homie Casey, I got his door kicked in, selling out of his house. Shit, man. You know, I remember being on the bus, driving past those lots and seeing those luxury cars like, man, one day I'm going to afford those. And people looked at me like I was crazy. But I want to say thank you because my haters have given me just as much inspiration as my support. So I love all you all equally. You guys keep hustling hard. I'll see you at the top. Check it.
Pass me the scale, I need that shit weighing right. Connect, been on the road, driving all night. I remember being on the block under that porch lights, thinking I'll do whatever it takes to better my life. Being broke did something to my spirit. No matter what I got, they claimed they couldn't hear it. Look at me now, driving German engineering. I'm drunk, grab the tail, there's no way I should be steering. Damn, Graham, we used to grab them peas, hit the block, break it down and straight start them fiends. All right, Mike, grip the steel, get on the bike. We was only 14, but we was about that life. All the stupid shit we did, I can't believe nobody died. It's D-Block, bitch, but the money long as the alphabet. Cross me and I'll cross you off this real, please do not forget them other cats is counterfeit. We don't have an ounce of it, never learned how to quit this life. Sold a lot of shit, started off with some bricks, graduated to some keys. How do you think I learned business? I ain't got no degrees. Sitting in a suit, getting loot, but I was blowing trees. Don't want to, but I'll shoot. You won't put my fingers, don't freeze. We ain't no go harder me. I get a pumping like an artery. The game is only for starters, G. On the bench where you should be a baller and a player, but you'll never see me hoop. But you know what I say, and if you ever see me shoot, no matter how you compute, the odds are in my favor. I can bring death, or I can be your savior. In St. Louis City, dog, it's like that if you stay here. If you ain't ready to stay clear, cause normal brews do not adhere. 9 a.m. we drinking beer, 10 o'clock on the block. Hours later, social rockets back to the party spot. Start the cops and smoking bottom. Living life with all I got. The city's top of the game at night. My PO is 5 years, not a day lower. Nigga, what? Told that bitch holler at me when she's sober. I'm a felon, that's what's up. You think I ain't got that lower, bro? You all got that block, drop the head off your shoulders. Boom! I might fuck around and drop an album. You know, just listen to it. Just one know.
One, baby. But we got one more song, guys. If you're just getting here, do us a favor, say what's up in the comments, repost the stream. We're gonna pump some charts today, baby. You know how we do it, and we're gonna pump some chip stacks.
Buying every dip and we pumping up the chart. Click and let it rip, yeah, them candles, they be ours. We ride into the boom, yeah, we lighten up the dark. You gotta take a chance if you're gonna leave your mark. We buying every dip and we pumping up the chart. Click and let it rip, them candles, they be ours. We ride into the boom, yeah, we lighten up the dark. You gotta take a chance if you're gonna leave your mark. It's trade talk, homie, market makers who need. We stay locked in cause we steady making cheese. Keep showing up daily to making it some breeze. You just gotta click the button, overthinking makes you freeze. There's rules to this game, the pressure runs deep. Been around so long, I can tell you in my sleep. One. You gotta know who to trust, who's always losing. losing. Who's coming in clutch? Two. You gotta know when to move. If you side like on a pump, that's another way you lose. Three. It's culture over everything, and something feels dope. It don't matter what nobody thinks. We buying every hit and we pumping up the chart. Click and let it rip, yeah, this candles, they be ours. We ride into the moon, yeah, we lighten up the dark. You gotta take a chance if you're gonna leave your mark. We buying every hit and we pumping up the chart. Click and let it rip, them candles, they be ours. We ride into the moon, yeah, we lighten up the dark. You gotta take a chance if you're gonna leave your mark. It's trade talk, homie, market makers who we need. We stay locked in, cause we steady making cheese. If you're going up daily, to make it a breeze. Just gotta click the button, overthink it, makes you freeze. I'm laughing to the bank while I'm laughing at some memes. Came in with the gold, Millie was the dream. This was going to a Billy, it ain't ever losing steam. About to go full court, put my trust in the team.
Run it up.
Staying up late, eyes glued in the screen. About to hit 100x, trading margin like a fiend. Long on red, short on green, real ones know just what I mean. Leave emotions out, bruh, profits over everything. Buying every hit and we pumping up the chart. Click and let it rip, yeah, the candles, they be ours. We ride into the moon, yeah, we lighten up the dark. You gotta take a chance if you're gonna leave your mark. We buying every dip and we pumping up the chart. Click and let it rip, them candles, they be ours. We ride into the moon, yeah, we lighten up the dark. You gotta take a chance if you're gonna leave your mark.
Oh, let's go, baby. This one was for all my traders, my degens, and my Web3 hustlers. I'll see you at the top of the charts. Let's run it up. Peace out, everybody.
Let's go, baby. Let's run it up. We got some good stuff cooking here. About to get this poker screen up here real quick, and then we're gonna get it cooking. But guys, I'm excited to be here doing this with CoinPoker today. I'm playing a tournament. Got in late by a short stack. Might fire another bullet here if it doesn't go well and keep it going for the stream. But yeah, we're gonna have a fun episode here today, man. I got called by a kicker on that one. But yeah, this is powered by CoinPoker. It's my decentralized poker room of choice. Let me get the screen up here while we're chatting. We got homies rolling in too, so we're gonna have a fun episode today as always. But let me get that up there. Well, oh, whoops. There we go. Now we got my screen up. Guys, CoinPoker is my decentralized poker room of choice. I like it for three big reasons right now. You know, the first one is they got a 150% deposit bonus. So if you put on $1,000 for your first time deposit bonus, you put on $1,000 for your first deposit, they're gonna put $2,500 in your account. I just love being able to take advantage of free money. The second thing is they're rake back. So they're chip. They have a token called Chip, right? They're a decentralized poker room, and the way it works with your rake is 50% of the total amount that you pay into rake every week, you get back on Monday in chip tokens. So you get more free money just in the form of rake back. And the third reason I like it is decentralized, poker. And like I've been saying, they accept all the major cryptos, your major crypto of choice, Solana, Bitcoin, Ethereum, USDT, Polygon. I like USDT on Polygon because it's the cheapest with the fees. You're gonna save with the fees on that way. So that's why I like it. Everybody should check it out. Create an account. If you're following from X, the link to create an account is in my bio and in the pinned post. If you're following from Pump, the link to create an account is actually the website on pump.fun. On my page on Pump. If you're following from YouTube or LinkedIn, you can create an account just by looking at the description of the space. So I'm gonna stream some poker here for a little bit, let a couple other homies show up, and then we got some crypto topics to get into related to the market. So I think it's gonna be a fun one. I'm excited to get it cracking here, guys. I'm gonna fire up a little blunt roach. I got my one here. Right now, just gonna focus on the poker till a few more homies get here. Then we'll talk a little crypto. I am forever struggling with lighters on here. I got a new lighter over the weekend and it's already gone. I think I smoked too many blunts. Yeah, guys, short stack. I made a. It's been weird. My blocks that should be getting through haven't been getting through the past couple days, and it's just kind of goes that way sometimes, right? But I haven't been getting too much run good either. But it's just the volatility of tournament poker. That's why I play tournament poker, right? There's so much volatility involved, just because there's so much money, return on your investment for making a real run at it and stuff. But right now, I'm really looking for something I can get it in with. Like to get a couple double ups. I mean, we're at pretty much close to the end of rebuy period, or we are at the end of rebuy period now. So we're playing. There's 48 places paid in this one. We got 153 players left. So I got some work to do, right, with a low stack, but a couple double ups puts me right back in the game. Man, I think I'm just gonna go ahead and rip it with ace 3 here under the gun and hope it gets through. If not, we're gonna go ahead and reload here in a second. We'll hope it gets through. If it gets called, maybe I can be ahead sometimes. But I just got 5 big blinds going to the blind. I feel like an ace is better than a lot of the cards I'm going to see this next this next rate of hand I get. Let's see what happens here. Just got to get through the nut gobbler. You never know what's going to happen with the nut gobbler here. What's the nut gobbler called? Oh, nut gobbler's ahead. Parrot. Oh, I lost to the nut gobbler. Feels bad losing to the nut gobbler. All right, cool. I'm going to get another table fired up here in just a second. I'm going to shoot another buy-in over. I should probably keep more buy-ins on at a time, but I generally just move money on and move money off as I see fit. So let me get some money over here. I'm going to fire one more bullet here at a tournament on stream today, and just see how this one goes here. Moving that 50 ball over. Sorry, guys. I should have been a little more prepared, I guess. I just didn't expect to bust this one. I've been running so good on stream. Fortunately, Polygon moves fast, so we'll get it there quick. Let me get my verifications up here. Yeah, guys, we're going to get some more poker up here in just a second. Probably got some homies logging on. We'll get into some crypto combo in a second, too. All right. We'll get back in this game in just a second. We got Hermit. We got EAC and Get P. It throws me off seeing Get P still every time. We used to say it EAC.
EAC. Yeah, bro.
I'm struggling with lighters. I'm struggling with blunts. I'm out. I don't got no fucking lighters. My blunts are. I'm out of blunts. I busted in a poker tournament, but we're about to get back in the game, guys. While I get back to this poker tournament, and I'm gonna go back to a different. Actually, it's still a 12K guaranteed, but guys, do us a favor. Let's repost the space. Say what's up in the comments. I want to check in with these guys. Now we got a few homies here and start a little bit of crypto conversation. We all been grinding all day, so make sure you guys follow all the panelists here. Find them on X and follow them. And we in the morning we kick me and Creekcoin and Hermit. We kick off the day with our RWA Power Hour. We show up in the morning, exercise our brains, talking about some RWAs. Then we got our homie Hashu. He'll probably be on here a little bit. He runs Elevation for a couple hours. Then me and Clutch run Trade Talk, really dialing the markets for a couple hours. And then we're here. And we play poker for a couple hours and get into it. So gonna start the crypto conversation in this one a little bit and just really get it going. So I got some topics for us to get into. We always start the topics on Trade Talk, and a lot of times Trade Talk, we just don't get to them. So that's why I started the stream, so we can always get all the topics in. But let me get my topic list up here. So the check-in question I got for everybody is, in Q4, Bitcoin traditionally jumps about 85%. That's the average of what it does. Do you guys think it's going to stick to the trend this year? And then the next topic I got is Bitmine. They now hold 2% of Ethereum, and they're aiming for 5%. How do you guys think this is going to impact Ethereum? Then the final topic is Hype. Hype Whale just moved 122 million in Hype tokens. You guys think this is going to rotate into Aster or something along those lines? We'll get into that. But let's throw it around. Say what's up to everybody here. Let's start with Creekcoin. Creekcoin, how you doing this afternoon? And what do you think about Bitcoin, man? You think it's going to stay on trend with the and do around 85% this Q4?
I think so. I'd like to be optimistic and hope it goes better. We always wanted all this money to come in and send Bitcoin's price, but with that, it becomes people that can manipulate the market even more. Which makes me just more of a holder with something like Bitcoin. Everything else, yeah, I'll play the markets ups and downs. Bitcoin is completely different though. So when it dips, I just try to buy a little bit more. That's all. But I've also been in it 10 years, so it's my way of trading is not like everybody else's. But yeah, dude. I mean, Bitcoin treasuries, dude. It's cool now. Like there was one time where I had a whole handful of friends that held more Bitcoin than 99% of the publicly traded companies. And now they're completely off that list. So things will pick up fast. They have shitloads of money. The point getting into crypto and making money on it was to have some money to buy some stocks. That was always the thing. Stock market's doing good today. So I'm just going to be optimistic and take the good with the good.
No, it is interesting. All the times it changed. It used to be a small handful of random dudes that had as much Bitcoin or more Bitcoin than a lot of these major corporations that are accumulating now. And now the major corporations are trying to bump them off the list. How you doing this afternoon, Hermit? What do you think about Bitcoin, man? You think we're going to see it perform like it traditionally does in Q4?
Well, based on this morning's Trade Talk, no. But honestly, anything can happen at this point. So, would I be surprised if it did? No. Would I be surprised if it didn't? No. Like, I guess it's just being crypto this entire time. And I don't know, like everybody's expecting the same thing over and over and over again. And eventually it gets to a point where, it's performed, it's gone up 85% on Q4s. Is that just like bull run Q4s, or like every year, Q4, it goes up 85%, like just every year?
So that was my initial question. And when I looked at the graph that was talking about it, I think it was based off every year, but like there's plenty of bull runs probably where it goes up like 200-300% in Q4 where you get that, and then there might be bear markets where it goes down 50% some Q4s.
So just like an overall average every quarter for expecting 80% pump is what they're saying. Am I correct in that statement?
Yep.
Okay, so here's the thing. Here's we talk about this every Trade Talk, every whatever, is right now the Bitcoin market cap is what, 2.4 trillion, 2.2 trillion, something like that. So add another 85% market cap to it, and you can probably get your answer of I don't think it will, but that's a lot of money flowing into one token or one coin, and yeah, like that'll launch us pretty much to like 5 trillion market cap or close to it. So I don't think it will, just based on numbers like that. But again, who knows?
Yeah, that's I mean that's a good point. The amount of money it's going to take to get to that at this point in time is tough, especially with what we're seeing with the USDT overall market cap of crypto, right? Like we would need a lot of money to flow into crypto and not leave, and it just seems like we're seeing money consistently leave crypto as it flows in. So I think that's a good take there, Hermit. What you think, EAC? You think Bitcoin's going to do that traditional 84% this Q4?
Yeah, I don't really. I think like what you guys said, like I agree with, and it's like I don't know. It'd be great if it does, and I'm just, I guess, not holding my breath. I kind of do that, like I don't get my expectations too high because then I'm not disappointed.
What movie is that from? Where that dude's like, I like to set expectations low so people are never disappointed in me.
I don't know, but someone gave me that advice. They're like, how do you like not get upset at like people at work that are like underperforming? You just like you set your expectations for them like super low. So then if they do like if you do that, then you don't really get upset, because if they perform their job, then they're already like exceeding your expectations.
That's a good way to do it, I guess. But I guess what are your expectations for Bitcoin then?
So like to predict out the year here.
Yeah, closing out the year.
Yeah, so I think my predictions are kind of like, my gut was that we will drop down to like and then December, like we're gonna rock it up. So that's how I feel. Like maybe it's not December but early January, around there. So to go 80% from here, well, I think it'll do 80% of where we drop down to. I got into Bitcoin at 35K. And so do I think anyone will ever get in at 35K again? No. Do I think it'll go to maybe 90? Yeah. And then do I think it'll go to 150 in December or January or next year or the future? For sure. So that's what my crystal ball gut is saying.
Your crystal ball gut. Yeah, I think that's a good take. I think it's going to be, I'll be surprised if anybody gets in for 30, 35K again. That's going to be tough. I don't see us really going below 50K. But yeah, I mean, I can see kind of some pullback and then a bounce in December. I think December is where we finally see the big rate cut come. That'll be like, okay, that's what's going to send us. And I think that could actually end up being enough to give us that I don't know, that 84% Q4 from here in Bitcoin just sounds like so much money that has to come in. So like, I don't know if we can get that, but like, I would say if we went to like 140, I could see us closing out the year at 140, and that's a pretty big run from here. I mean, if we're at 120, or I guess if we're around like 113 or now or so, 140 is about like a 30% gain or so, 33% gain. So that's still big for an asset class of this size over a 3-month period. Let's hit this other topic. What else did I have here? It was oh yeah, so Bitmine, they now hold 2% of Ethereum and they're aiming for 5%. How do you guys think this is gonna impact Ethereum? And I know you're our chief Polygon guy. You see the side chain for Ethereum. What do you think, bro? If you want to kick it off?
I think, yeah, like those are obviously big percentages that can, you know, when someone dumps even a 1% bag, you can see it in the chart. But that's not what they're doing. They're holding it, and it's not enough to like make it centralized. That's the only, because pushing decentralization is when companies are like getting to that 51% mark. That's like things I don't like to see for sure. But if they're buying it to hold it and they're buying it to use it, and like it doesn't really matter. And I think that's bullish. You want, that's supply. The more people that buy it and hold it and use it, the less supply, price goes up. People sell, like the Ethereum Foundation selling so they can invest back into it and hire people. You know, we talked about that before, and that's bullish. Like, you want, if you're a project, you need to be able to take money, and you got to spend money to make more money. And so, yeah, I don't know really the details on the company and why they're buying it or what they're doing with it. But to me, it's just like, it's bullish news that a company wants to hold that much Ethereum and can. It's just, you know, I have more thoughts like about Michael Saylor and how much Bitcoin he owns.
What are your thoughts on that?
I don't like it because like I don't really even know what the guy's doing with it.
He's holding it.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, for what end? What's his end goal? Just to have it and hold it? And I don't know. Does he have kids or like a future legacy or what?
So I think MicroStrategy technically owns all the Bitcoin, and I guess that is actually something that's never really been talked about. What if there was a hostile takeover on MicroStrategy? Then what happens with the Bitcoin? So that's a good point, EAC. What do you think about this? Mark's Open, Hermit, Creek Coin, anybody else?
I guess for me, okay, you're trying to get a bigger stake in a token that you want. Like they're trying, it might be like trying to front run the bigger institutions in that regard, if that makes any sense. Because you know, BlackRock's bought some. You know, I'll assume Strategy's bought some at some point. But it's like, all right, if we can, like, maybe it's we kind of missed the stacking all of our Bitcoin or something like that. But you know, we can at least front run the bigger, you know, institutions to the next few coins or something to that effect. So that might be like their play in that regard, is because it's like, all right, if we start getting more of it now and beat people to the punch, then here we go, you know. and I don't know, I don't know how the whole Ethereum thing would work, but maybe it's more of a, you know, they seem to be fairly slow, and I could be wrong because I'm not on Ethereum. So EAC, if you could correct me if you want, but Ethereum seems relatively slow at actually trying to ship out like their updates and all that stuff. And it could be one of those deals where they're like, all right, if we own a bigger percentage, maybe we can help speed up the process of making Ethereum better, or I don't know. I mean, again, I could be wrong because I'm not on Ethereum, but that would be my guess for owning 5%, is they just want to front run that narrative as much as possible, and then maybe help more with the development of the actual chain and speeding things up, like if there's like security issues, or I don't know, just like I said, update issues. So and as for like Bitcoin and like Sailor having all of that, I think it could be just one of those deals, because it's not like he's essentially just, he has his investors, and so he's getting the money from the investors to buy the Bitcoin. So at that point, if there's some sort of hostile takeover, it could be just one of those deals where it's just like a kill switch that, it's all of a sudden, hostile takeover, boom, all the Bitcoin goes to, whoever put money into it. So it's like they have their own little side wallets or whatever. And it's just like, all right, well, this is what happens when this happens. Hostile takeover, boom, Bitcoin gone. So now it's essentially useless at that point. Mind you, they have the Grayscale has their
Oh, you rugged there at the end a little bit, Hermit.
our Grayscale and strategy the same. Like one branch of one bigger umbrella.
I mean, who knows what's really going on behind the scenes, but technically they're not. To all public knowledge, they're not. Michael Saylor is running strategy.
Okay.
Grayscale is something totally different.
Okay, I just wanted to, I was just going to say Grayscale has their large cap ETF, so that could, whatever. But I think, again, like I said, with that much Bitcoin, you would just have a, because it's not Michael Saylor buying it himself. He doesn't have that money, but his investors do. And so it would just be like, all right, everybody set up your own wallets. So if in case this happens, this is what's going down, essentially. So I think that would be the case. And that would honestly, because it's like, if you can't control all that Bitcoin, like, it's like if you know that Bitcoin that's been invested and bought up, and then you try to take over, and that it's just going to get spread out amongst, then I mean, to me, that's like less of a chance of. It's like basically just spreading out all your assets and just be like, yeah, we just sent the assets to our investors, and it seems pretty simple in that regard that would be the case.
Well, I guess
that could also be a pipe dream.
So I don't think you're far off, though. I think that the thing really is that, I guess, kind of my concern, and this has never been talked about, so I'm really just like thinking this through in real time, or I've never heard it talked about. But like, if there was this is a weird spot with that guy leading there. I'm gonna fall. I think I might be behind. I guess I was mathematically maybe behind there on that turn. All right. Oh, good. I would have lost it. But yeah. So like, there could come a point, right, to where maybe money kind of dries up after interest rates get cut, after the next interest rates go up after the next interest rate cut, and then you could see a scenario where the price or the holding the Bitcoin per share that MicroStrategy has could be enough above the value of that share, where somebody could come in and swoop up a bunch of shares from just the open market. Al Saylor is CEO, and then just decide they're going to liquidate the Bitcoin, and everybody that's a shareholder gets their cut of the Bitcoin, and they could do it at a massive profit in the right scenario and stuff. So that's one thing that I think is worth digging into and seeing how that could go down, and what the spreads would have to be on that to happen. But yeah, it's, you got my mind turning here, Hermit. That's some good points you made.
I have them.
Yeah. What do you think, Creekcoin, about Bitmine? You know, owning 2% of supply on Ethereum and aiming for 5%.
I really think the answer to all these questions come back to RWAs always, especially now. You could take like MicroStrategy and Michael Saylor, and you could take DeFi Dev Corp and Solana Treasury, Bitcoin Treasury, and people hear that, but they really don't understand what's going on. So like these guys, these were regular companies before. One was a real estate company, and it's like why does it make more sense to hold Bitcoin on a treasury and Solana? Is it because it's more valuable than the US dollar, or is it because these whales of Wall Street know what's happening? So what they're going to do, you got to think, say you're $100 million company, and a year from now everybody is tokenized somehow, everybody's on the blockchain. The only way you can do business is to convert your $100 million into Solana. Well, there's one company that has most of it right now. The exchange can't fulfill your orders. None of these people can fulfill your orders. So what you see happening that is hard for really anybody, even myself, to fathom, is that these guys are making some early moves. And it's not just, let's get a bunch of money and hold until the future catches up with us. In the meantime, they are essentially a stock too. So their MicroStrategy will raise capital to buy Bitcoin. They'll issue new shares. They'll sell convertible bonds. They'll use excess cash flow. And then that generates value through Bitcoin's price appreciation. Higher Bitcoin price increases the value of MicroStrategy's holdings. It causes the stock to go up even more due to its leverage. The high stock price will allow the company to issue new equity and debt in favorable terms, raising more capital. So they're called money wheels, like there's some people out there that invent them and they gate them, and that's how it becomes, that's the new normal, really. I know that some people are buying them. Like I know BitGet this morning launched 25 US stocks. I don't really see anything on X about that because it's BitGet and a lot of people don't really use them or know much about them, but they had to go around and buy a whole bunch of Ethereum and Solana in order to work on the same, I guess you would say, the same programs that take the stock market, the live price, and break it down into however they're doing it. But they need crypto to do that. There needs to be a liquidity pool. It matches. The BitGet has 25x leverage, so they have to have some room. People could come in and completely crash some of this shit with bigger wallets. So the stuff that I see happening when I'm like, I don't understand why they would be doing it, that's the huge bullish indicator for me, because I know that they're working on something like a greater good type of thing. Not greater good for society, greater good for them, but like there's always a plan here. And controlling that much of the supply, it fears traders like us. Of course, we don't want anybody to hold enough. Like the EAC said, you drop 1%, it's going to affect, or what somebody owns 1% of Ethereum and they sell it, it's definitely going to affect the chart. That scares us as traders. But at the same time, what's scary big companies that still want to exist in the future is like, well, we can't run around last second and try to adapt. We need to really get this shit going now. Right? That's why I love DeFi, what they're doing, DeFi Development Corp, what they're doing right now, and what Michael Saylor is doing. He seems if Michael Saylor was a bad actor, dude, that would suck. It would really suck. He seems very smart. What he's doing is like a traditional way of how all these guys raised money before, but putting Bitcoin into this equation is awesome. Really, I mean, I think it's awesome. There's so much Q4 money that comes in traditionally too, and that's why we see, this rise in Bitcoin's price around Q4. And I think I even heard Clutch saying earlier, about why these things are launching. Why now? Why not before? And they're going around and they're meeting with PE, private equity, and venture capitalists, and they're interested in whatever's going on. And they're like, well, wait till Q4 till the money comes in. So everybody's gonna be launching mid to late Q3. At least that's my theory on everything. Take it with a grain of salt for sure. But if you go down these rabbit holes, it'd make you really fucking bullish on Bitcoin and Solana, dude. I mean, and Ethereum. I don't fuck with Ethereum anymore. I owned a little to go hop over on Polygon and buy little things that EAC recommends. But besides that, I'm just Solana and Bitcoin. And you see guys buying billions and billions of dollars worth. Those guys they're not idiots. You don't have to be the smartest person in the world. This was something somebody told me a long time ago. You don't have to be the smartest person in the world. You can just do what other rich people do. And by just doing that, you're good. If you could put yourself in the room with even more, people with even more money, all the better. Here come your opportunities. Here comes this gate-kept information. I went to a hotel party, and that's where I found out about commercial real estate. It was a bunch of these guys, and I'm like, well, how do I do this? And they're like, well, you got to be invited to this. And I'm like, wow, dude, all the big money in the world you need to be invited to. That's crazy. And now they're grabbing our crypto. So just follow what they're doing. Never write that shit off. Follow what they're doing, take a note, and trade accordingly.
No, those are some good points, man. I heard somebody say it before too. You just do what other rich people are doing, and you can be successful at that too. You don't necessarily have to overthink everything like we do a lot of times in this space, and try to be that far ahead of the curve. Just by being here, you're ahead of the curve. Most people that just bought Bitcoin and held at the bottom or DCA'd in all bear market outperformed or are outperforming most of people in the trenches that are trying to make it meme coin trading, or people that just bought and held Solana at $10, $20 and just sold at 300. They've outperformed a lot of people, and all you had to do is follow the smart money that was buying those things and just do what they were doing. What's good? We got Brett on the stream. What's good, Brett? How you doing, homie?
Oh, dude, freaking fantastic, man. You're just finishing up the last little bit of my route. I don't know what to do right now, bro. I got so much time on my hands. It's just crazy.
Good problem to have.
For sure, man. No, man, I just wanted to hop in, say hey, and see how everybody's doing. Y'all winning anything?
In the tournament right now, we got a ways to go till the money. This one has a lot of runners. There's how many people are in it right now? There's been 313 players, 204 left. So we got a little ways to go till we get to the money on this one. 55 places are paid. But hey, Brad, you missed the check-in question we had rolling. It was Bitcoin traditionally does 85% in Q4. You think we're going to see that again this year?
Talking about tanking 85% or going up 85%, being up 85%?
It usually goes up 85%.
Oh man, that's hard to say. I mean, if it follows patterns, man, we could see it, but it's already topped out. I don't see it. Are you talking about like from the last peak, it's going to go up 85%?
From where we're at now, pretty much.
Okay, so from where we're at now, I gotta think about that, man. That seems pretty wild. If we were to go up, we'd be hitting over 200. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot of money flowing in.
Right. Yeah, that's gotta be a lot of stuff, dude. We gotta have some sort of big news. Which, if we have some big news event and people get a bunch of money, from the government. They just use government funds to let people go ahead and run in, kind of like they had with COVID. I mean, it could be possible then. But I mean, that would be all of your like normies coming in. I was already pretty sketched out when the baby launched that token yesterday, you know. And then like whenever that happened, I almost sold my whole bag of Solana because I was like, yep, no. And then I saw what was his name, Jack Doherty. Jack Doherty launched one yesterday too, and I was like, I need to sell my whole bag, like right now. And I didn't, of course, you know. I was like, oh, okay, I just went with the sleep. But I mean, I think it's possible, man. I just don't. I don't know. I don't see it being able to happen like that quickly. Like, I mean, we're talking about like a month from now. I mean, they'd have to have some serious crap happen in a month, and like people learn how to do stuff in a month and go ahead and FOMO in a month and a half. I mean, that's all we have left. So that's a lot of stuff to happen between now and then, man. I just don't. I personally, I don't see it doing that much. But I mean, if it's history. You know, I mean, I've noticed the history has like repeated itself on these charts for the last freaking, I don't know, like every cycle, and nobody ever thinks it's ever going to do what it does, and it does, and then it just dies down beyond what everybody thinks it's going to die to. So it's just, I mean, it could very well happen. I think it's definitely going to go up again on a large spike, but I mean, to go up 85% this cycle just seems a bit excessive. I mean, I would think like maybe like 150, you know, 150, 160.
I said 140. So yeah, I think we're on the same page here. Hey guys, I gotta take advantage of this break to run and take a piss real quick. You guys can hold it down.
Well, what did everybody else think? What did y'all think about what it could hit or what it's gonna hit with all this? Like just being real, because I mean I missed most of this. I was trying to finish up stuff and I had to handle some work calls and my wife called, et cetera, et cetera. Excuses. What do y'all think?
I think the majority of us all agree that that's super bullish. I said my philosophy on managing my expectations is I set my expectations super low because that way I don't get like disappointed in anything. I think it's kind of a life hack. So I mean, obviously I'm rooting for it. But my guess was that we're going to get a retracement. I called like 90K. I bought at 35K. I don't think anyone will ever buy at 35K again. And I do think that I checked Polymarket too, actually, like that. So here's kind of some interesting when will Bitcoin hit 150K? So December 31st, 2025 is 25% chance. March 31st is 38% chance. June 30th, 2026 is a 53% chance. So I think that's, you know, kind of like online with how I feel that we are going to hit 150 like next year sometime. So will it be December this year? I don't think so. But then if it is, because everything else kind of goes along and follows Bitcoin, I'm hoping that it does. Because right now, like I did see like a retracement happening. Like I think this is kind of a big shakeout, really shaking people out. And I said, you know, hold your bag. But don't ape in yet, because I think that we could definitely see like a lower. The bottom's not in, I don't think. But as soon as I think that's how you shake people out. You go down, then you go straight up. So that's my feelings. And I don't mind because I'll be looking for those red days to accumulate more of my convictions. If you got a Solana meme coin and you're trying to push it to bond, that just means less like USD value that you have to get into your token at. Like, so if you're offering something of value and utility in your token, that means people have to put less USD dollars worth in to get it to that bond point. So going everyone kind of gets all depressed or whatever when it goes down, but I kind of like get happy because I feel like I want to accumulate more. Like I don't have enough accumulated to set me up for a lifetime. So the longer it kind of goes sideways or goes down, gives me more chance to accumulate. Swap my dirty fiat into the golden crypto of Bitcoin. Do you ever like touch money and you're like, you touch a lot of it? It gets gross, man.
I heard there's
especially change. Like you just go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead, man. I was just gonna say about money being dirty. I'd heard that most money has cocaine on it, and after 9/11, I had some buddies. They used to run drugs and shit, and you're like, dude, this is crazy good business for us. And I'm like, why? Because they're gonna secure the border and drug prices are gonna go up. He goes, no, dude, all the airports are gonna have bomb sniffing dogs, and the bomb sniffing dogs and the drug sniffing dogs don't really get along. They throw off each other's scent. And I'm like, well, what about the money sniffing dogs? He goes, those are drug sniffing dogs too. They are just smelling large amounts of cocaine. So that's what I heard. And every time I touch money, I think how gross it is too. So
Like I have to get a like change to get a card at the grocery store. Like you got to put $1 in. I'll be like, I don't even want to. We have a dollar coin called loonie in Canada. Yeah, and I like, I don't even want to touch that dirty loonie.
You guys talking about dirty money?
Yeah, I was saying, like I like that it's gonna go red because I want to swap my dirty fiat into that golden Bitcoin. Like, I'm sure Andrew, you've touched a lot of money and counted a lot of money, and it's just like, bro, you gotta kind of wish you were wearing gloves at the time. It's so like nasty that gets on your hands, man.
Oh yeah, I know that nasty money resident you're talking about.
Sorry, thank you.
Oh, got a big flop here. I'm gonna go ahead and bet half the pot here. Got the straight. I don't want to scare him off. I'm gonna bet 4.24. Go with half at 11. See if I can really squeak it out of him. Got it. That was a big win.
Nice.
Bread shows up. I start getting some bread.
It was all part of the plan. You know, I had to go ahead and stay away for a minute, make sure to not play myself. That way all the homies win. If I start playing, everybody loses. So I'll just just stay over here. Rub off all my luck on everybody else. That's why I don't have any myself.
Bread, that's the good luck charm. What do you when you're playing on a table, Andrew? What do you put on your cards? Like, what do you got?
So I'm in the camp that I don't use a card protector, which is actually kind of bad advice. But I actually hold my cards in my hand whenever I'm in a hand. But reason being is the reason you put like something on your like a chip or something on your cards when you're playing live poker is that that way the dealer isn't going to take your hand because they know that you got something on it, or it's called protecting your cards. And if somebody goes to like fold their hand, if one of their cards hits your cards, your hand is ruled dead. And it's not ruled dead if you have a card protector on. Somebody's knocking my door. I'll be right back, guys. Terrible timing, my bad.
So, yeah, here's my advice for what I use as a card protector. So I went out and I ordered like the highest chip that I could get of a real life poker chip, like dollar amount. And that's what I use as my chip protector because people get intimidated because when I'm playing in a game, they think that I have like a lot of people don't catch on that it's not one of the chips that's legit. And so they'll think I have a bunch of money.
So I had a friend that I always played. I would play poker with a little bit back when I was in the car dealerships. And, he was my sales manager, and he would have like nothing in his hand. And he would just like always go all in. That's what he would do. And he would like just terrify everybody. So you never knew if he had like something good or something bad. He always ended up like he ended up winning most of it because he would just like fake everybody out so bad, man. He was crazy.
That's horrible advice. You can only do that so many times. Like I would definitely like be looking at that guy, and I'd just wait till I had pocket anythings, and I'd call him.
Oh, did I lose that ace king hand? I did lose. Like I had tens.
That was like the worst thing though, EAC, because anytime somebody had something like that they thought would beat him, he would just be lucky. Like he was the luckiest person I've ever met in my entire life. So you think you'd have something good, and he would have like you could have like the second best thing you could have, and then he would have the next thing best after that. He just always won, dude. Like I never saw.
No, like you gotta watch out for that. Like I was kind of saying it before. Like it's a real thing called beginner's luck. If a person doesn't really know how to play cards, they're playing cards that normal players usually wouldn't, and it's hard to read them.
Yeah,
especially if like people think they have a hand and they don't even have the hand, but then they catch the hand on the runner or catch the hand on the river.
That guy wasn't
That's
gonna win.
pretty much how I play. That's actually exactly how I play poker. Like, I mean, I know the fundamentals and shit, but I get a lot of beginner's luck. Like, I play hands that a pro definitely wouldn't play, and I'll be like, "Oh, I got a straight. That's fucking crazy," or whatever it is, you know.
No, and there's nothing wrong with that, all right? Like if you're playing poker to have a good time, dude, I encourage people to play outside of the norm, because the thing is, if it's your day, dude, you're gonna win the tournament. You know, now if you're an avid poker player and you're playing to truly win and make money, then yeah, you want to understand the basic fundamentals. Otherwise, you're gonna have a tough time making it your day. But like, dude, I totally get when some of these people go buy into a big tournament and they don't want to sit there for 2 hours just folding hands, you know, so they just start playing stuff. And like a lot of guys get frustrated when like they see people get lucky, but it's like, dude, like these guys ponied up the money, they can play however they want. And if you're playing fundamentally sound, well, long term, you're gonna end up with that money, you know, even if it was that guy's time today, you know. So there's no wrong. I mean, there's plenty of wrong ways to play poker, but as long as you're enjoying yourself, dude, that's all that truly matters. Now, if you're losing the rent and the mortgage money, you know, playing crazy, well, you know, maybe poker ain't the game for you to begin with.
I think that's my strong suit. I can stay really patient, wait for my hand, and not get tilted.
Wait, Andrew, you're dropping some serious things on me right now, bro. Like you're not supposed to bet the rent and the mortgage money and the bill money. I thought you were supposed to do that so you could pay 2 months at once.
No, like that's what I mean. Like, yeah, I've never played like for big money, but imagine you're like dropping like $100,000 on a game or whatever, and it's in the pot. Like, I'd be sweating, man. Like, you'd be able to read me so much because, like, that's a lot. That money would mean a lot, like, to me. Like, $100,000 it wouldn't change my life forever, but bro, like, it would definitely, you know, change my life short term, pay some stuff off, and yeah, I'd be sweating.
Exactly, bro. Like, hey, look, I have mad respect for people who can go ahead and do that, and like do that. I guess as
You should respect those fools. They're retarded.
That's fine. Look, man, if you got enough money to be able to go ahead and throw $100,000 down on a game of poker. I feel like you did something right in life, you know. Like
Oh no, absolutely. If you have the money is the key though, right? Like if you're truly putting 100 grand down on poker, you should probably be sitting on like 20 million. And most people that are putting 100 grand on poker ain't sitting on money like that. So like
sure,
that's why most of them are retarded. But I will say no BS. If I win $1 million in a tournament one day, you'll probably see me fire 100 G's at something. You know, whether it's $100,000 tournament or like $100,000 cash game. But that's because like I truly don't depend on poker money. I make my money in crypto. So like poker is just a hobby of mine that I happen to be profitable with, and you know, make a tiny bit of money on, pay for vacations for the family and stuff like that. But you know, I win a satellite into something, or I win 2, 3, 4 million. Yeah, you're gonna see me being that dude. Like, I know you don't got money like that, but it's like, yeah, homie, I just won a tournament like that. So, so there's exceptions to that rule, I guess. Oh, but yeah, like I was saying before, EAC with the card protectors. So like if somebody like folds their hand or something like that, and one of the cards hits your cards, and you don't have it protected, your hand's dead. They'll muck it. And so like one time I was playing this cash game, and this dude had been folding for like 2 hours, was down to like his last $70, and it was like me, him, and somebody else in a hand. And he's actually sitting across the table from me, and I check, he checks. The dude to my right bets. I fold and just go to toss my cards in. Well, I tossed a little too hard, and they slide all the way across the table, and they hit his hand, and they had to rule his hand dead. So dude had the winning hand. Actually, he had 3 sevens. I remember in particular, and so like he's having a meltdown, talking about if he ever sees me on the streets, this and that. And it was definitely a bad for that dude. Like I felt bad for dude, because I get it, he was down to his last $70 probably, and it might have been his last $70 to his name. But like the thing is, as a poker player, if you play like that, you know you have to have your cards protected. So like there's that. But the reason I don't use a card protector is like I play a lot of tournaments and like live tournaments, and sometimes these dealers are just fresh. So like I've seen a dealer before pick up somebody's hand and kill it while they had a card protector on it. And
that's
so,
crazy.
Yeah. And so like I always keep my hand in my hand, and that way like the dealer's not going to take it out of my hand, you know. And like I've had dealers and people complain because they can't see my card or cards or whatever they say, but like you just have to look, you know, like I just don't hold my cards how everybody else does, and I do it to protect myself. And like they've called the tournament directors on me and stuff, and it's within the rules that I can hold my cards in my hand as long as they're visible. So like if I'm like holding it like, you know, kind of not up this high in real life, but you know, if I'm just holding it like this as I'm in a hand, that's visible. You know, you just got to look at my hand to see it. And so yeah, that's why I operate that way, and I don't use a card protector, just because it's like, dude, I'm going the extra mile when I'm in a hand to make sure that you're not killing my hand. Because if it happened in like a big pot, dude, I would have a meltdown.
Yeah, no, that's a good strategy. Like, and I don't know, you missed my strategy, but I'll just fill you in on it right quick. I go out and I buy like the highest like real poker chip that I can in value, and that's what I use as my card protector, because people like see it, get intimidated, and think that it's an actual chip. Now, I don't know if you could do that at a casino. I don't see why you couldn't, but I guess you could use a real chip. And the thing that I do too is like my card protector is always on, so people never know if I'm playing the hand or not. But it's basically like your strategy. If your cards are in your hand, they think you're going to be playing it, or they don't know you're playing it. Like if someone's card protect now, yeah, I have been known to do some like kind of things to throw people off. like there's just games you can play with the protector, but yeah, that's my strategy.
I like the idea of buying the biggest chip you can and throwing it on there. You know, that would work at a casino probably, especially like in, you know, like I play like lower to mid stakes tournaments, so like $400 to $1,000 buy-in tournaments. So like at that level, you get some pros that travel a circuit and play, but like the majority of the field are dudes that this might be the only tournament they're going to come out and play the next couple months. You know, they might play a small one online here and there, but they're not grinding. They just play a stop or two when it comes to town. And so in those, I could see if you went to the casino and bought like $1,000 chip, and then you come to this $400 tournament and like you're using that $1,000 chip as your card protector, they're going to be like, oh man, this dude, he's got plenty of buy-ins for this one. You know, he's don't try to bluff him. And so then I think you could use that to your advantage on a psychological level and pick up on who would be intimidated like that.
Yeah, because people will come after you if you're a small pot, right?
No, I do it myself too. You know, if I see somebody and like they've been having a bad day, they're in for a few buy-ins. You know, this is like in a cash game, and they put their last buy-in down, and then they've lost like half of it already, and they don't put more chips on the table. I'm like, oh, this is all the money this person has for the day, you know. So then if I'm in a pot with them, I'm playing more aggressively and pushing them a little bit, just because I'm like, well, this dude probably doesn't want to go home right now, you know, like unless he's got it, he's probably not gonna play back at me. And so like, yeah, dude, you got to pick on people like that in the game. It's a psychological game. It's a math game and a psychological game.
For sure. Like I've caught myself like throwing down hands that I shouldn't have because I got like psyched out. So I've always kind of take the L's as lessons, right?
So guys, you'll never know. Somebody just brought me a bag of my bread, and guess what they told me about it?
Yeah, that's tight.
They brought me a bag of my bread, and they said that I had a hole in it. So they caught me.
You know what's funny is CoinPoker was on here yesterday, Brad, and they remembered you because like they're like, yeah, the first time I saw your stream, it was there was this guy with the bread hat on, and I was like, oh yeah, Brad, he comes on still. He be on Spaces mostly though.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Yeah, I feel like I've seen them before too, man. I think that they've been in the space for a while. The people who are all with it and stuff. So they seem to be good guys,
been around
man.
for a couple of years.
Exactly. Yeah, I think I actually may have talked to them originally whenever I was first doing stuff back in November to January. I think it was. I think I may have spoke with them with. Oh God! Whenever we had the Shogun guys.
Yeah.
And all them. I think I spoke to them with them at one point in time as well. So I know they're good people, man. Good guys.
Yeah, I think that's great, unique branding, bro. And it's like bread, get that bread. So I'm glad you launched. I hope it's going well. Shout out to my Pump Fun viewers. If you're, go get a piece of bread. Get some bread. So it's token bread. I'll throw up a link for you if I can.
Appreciate you. Yeah, no, I still have the little pieces of bread I used to launch the token in the trailer with me right now. I'm letting them dry out and get stale, so that way I can go ahead and do something. I'm probably gonna put them in epoxy too. I've been talking about putting that piece of poop in epoxy for a while now. I still think I can do something with it though, man. You know, I probably need to use my use the wallet it was launched on and have the Pump Fun links in there, right? And then I think I could do something with it. Like I could probably put it up like in the corner somewhere and just have a live stream just of that with some music. And I feel like that would probably do well enough to to get some bars.
That's
Like,
probably a topic for another day. Andrew is like
Yeah.
censorship on pump, like what should be and shouldn't be allowed. Brett, had his kid on and it got taken down, which I think, like, yeah, I'm bullish on anything with kids. Like, they should have AI running that automatically removes it. But what's freedom of speech and what should be allowed? Should a guy be allowed to progressively eat hot peppers, like hotter and hotter and hotter? Like, he's doing damage to his stomach, you know what I mean? But they kind of do that already on YouTube. Like, they have that hot wings show, and that stuff's really hot. Like, they're putting yourself through torture eating those wings, and people like to watch it. So, what can be allowed and what's like shutting down freedom of speech. Like, I was in a space the other day, so don't like think of this as like my example that came up, but like, it was like, should a guy be allowed to like eat his own poo, or like, and they had a vote, and the vote was like no. But I mean, yeah, so it's just
Well, I think that
actually, sorry.
I want to say, well, with Pump, it's weird because my kid launched a token and did some streaming, and I don't think they took the stream down or anything.
Oh, there you go.
I think it's I think they're just trying to censor me, in general. It's because my name's not if my name was Jewish Rye instead of Bread, I might be a little bit safer there. You never know. But no, Moon was saying though, a little bit ago, he was talking about it. Okay, let me get my dolly. But he was talking about it. He said that somebody like actually gave birth on stream, and they said, like, you're saying you're gonna let like a brand new, freshly popped out naked baby, on the stream and not take that down. But my kid putting bread up on a shelf, and I wasn't really like offended by them doing it. I thought it was kind of neat that they took it down. Kind of sucked for me, but just like you are saying with the kids being on there. But like, yeah, you let that on there and you like promoted it. It's just crazy to see that, because you really sit there and think about it. It's a naked baby on the stream. It's crazy. It's history being made, but like, yeah, I'm gonna let my kid freaking put bread on the shelf, dude.
No, that's weird. They took your kids down. Yeah, my kid just streamed himself playing some video games, and they didn't do anything about it.
Do you know where I can get a yarmulke at though? Like, just a serious question. Like, honest question. I've really been thinking about getting one for something.
You got to go to the synagogue.
Oh dear Lord. You know what? Let me hit up eBay. I didn't even. You have everything on there. Let me go see. Find a nice one for like $16.99. Get a really, really decked out one.
Man, let's talk a little bit about this hype whale. So a whale holding 122 million worth of hype just moved it off their decks. I mean, obviously I think they're gonna sell it, right? Why else would you start moving it? But you guys think that maybe this is gonna rotate into Aster?
I'll weigh on that. What my thought is, and it's no. If it was gonna, like, if I think my thoughts are, if a whale like that, he would have already moved it into Aster. Like, he would have been in there from the beginning.
That's a good point. I mean, yeah, I somebody with 122 million in hype, they probably got a bunch of other liquidity that they could have fired at Aster already. Trying to move you up the stage. Herman won't let me. You might have to leave and come back again. What do you think about this, Brad? This guy moving this hype, or this whale moving this hype? Oh, we got Herman back now.
Oh, dude. I mean, I think it's just like these great rotations. They rotate into things and they always come right back. So I think They're going to rotate their money out, make their money on this, dump it, and then freaking rotate back into something else. It's just what they're going to do. I mean, it's just smart if they go ahead and they put all the money in there. If you have enough money to be able to manipulate charts, I mean, I feel like if you'd be stupid to not do it. Like if you know you can single-handedly like help move a market, I would just do it.
No, I mean, I think most people that can do.
But no, I just think it's gonna be temporary though. Like most of the stuff, it's got a little hype and it'll be over soon.
What do you think, Hermit? All right, now, Hermit, what do you think, Greek Coin?
Damn, Hermit, the knowledge. I can't take it all in. Jeez. Oh man. No, pretty much exactly what Brett said. That's exactly what I was gonna say. It's a rotation. You know, you're gonna rotate all that and make some money somewhere else and rotate back. You know, a lot of these guys do it, and it does affect the chart, and then it will shake people out. And when they rotate back in, they get a better entry. You know what? Great power, great responsibility, I guess, and great powers having hundreds of millions of dollars in crypto.
Yeah, it reminds me of like the bonk, like the pump and the bonk thing. Like whenever bonk did that, and everybody's like, "Oh man, frick punk, frick pump, frick pump, frick pump," you know. And then I was like, "Yeah, it's gonna be back within like, you know, a week, 2 weeks. The thing's gonna die out. It's done." You know, I don't necessarily think this other one's dumb, but I mean, I just think something else was already there, and then you know, people are gonna just rotate back into the original. It's like whenever you know, you got a lot of these guys, they'll get tired of their old lady or whatever, and they're like, "Oh, you know, well, there's this new thing over here. Let me go mess with that for a little bit." And they're like, "You know what? My old lady was my old lady for a reason. You know, she's not that bad." And then they rotate right back to her. You know, and that's just no, I don't do that, of course, but you know, it's just that little thing you see people doing, and I think that people treat these tokens kind of like that.
Brett don't do it, but there's guys that do.
For sure, it's just too complicated, man. You know, like well, if you got one that's working, you know, and that's good and doesn't give you any problems, you know, like what's the point? You know, you're gonna complicate your life, have to balance two, and then also you hurt people, and then like I mean, you love them anyway, so why overextend yourself into the other pool? Obviously, you gotta treat your investments differently, but like you know, your woman's another thing.
Never marry your bag.
That's a fact. You cannot treat your bag like a woman. Yo, it's so weird. It's showing me on X that Timbo is in here streaming this, but Timbo, I haven't seen him be in here at all. I don't know how Timbo pulled that one off. Well,
Can
guys,
you like
we
share the
got
link?
all. Well, you can when you come in, if you create a StreamYard account, you can you know, tie it to your X and everything. So he might have popped in and reshared it with before I even pulled him up to the stage or something. I don't know. Guys, let's I'll open the floor up. Anything you guys got cooking? Any updates you want to fill in for the viewers? Go ahead.
Yeah, for sure. So, you know, get P, GETP. It's my streaming coin on Pump, live streaming right now on X, on Pump. And it's something different. So instead, if you're a project and you're pushing your project, right? You don't have really time to come in and get involved in another project, push that project, learn all about it. Well, that's how GetP is different. I push your project. So if you hold 1%, you become a partner. I put you into the alpha chat. My experience is in marketing. So I have 20 years selling signs and marketing products. So not just signs, vehicle graphics, t-shirts, clothing. So building logos. I have a diploma in graphic design that I took like years ago, and I've been doing it for years. So I can give you like solid advice about your product, your brand. And that's what you get when you hold 1%. It's only like $140 right now. And not only do you get that, I shout you out. I shout out my partners. I give you a 30-second shill in spaces on live stream. I throw up the ad for you. I build the ads for you too. I've been building those ads for my partners, all 10 of them, but I'm looking to add more, and on any blockchain. So not just Solana, not just Polygon, not just Ethereum. If you're on Sui, you got a project, you can be a partner, and I'll push it. This is something that I'm doing different. Like, it brings utility to the streamer coin. I got on Pump because I want to earn those creator fees. I heard that the ideal range for earning creator rewards is in that 80K to 100K mark. So that's the goal. But push this token to bond, and it's building a real brand. So GetP, the pink pill of Pump, is a brand that I'm going to be building out. And when this token bonds, I'm going to be building an NFT collection that goes with it. So it'll be paired to it'll be launched on OpenSea when OpenSea has Solana NFTs. The bonded token, beautiful contract by Pump, will be paired with that NFT collection. You hold 1% now, you get airdropped one of those NFTs. It won't just be a JPEG, like, it'll have utility. I'm not going to tell you what the utility is yet. We have to get there together, push it to bond. But I'm not asking you to push the project. I push your project. I pull up. I do promotion daily, live streaming. If you'll see me here today, you'll see me here tomorrow. I take weekends off, but I pull up to spaces and live stream them also. Check out GetP. You'll see how much streams I've been doing in this short amount of time that I've been on Pump, like hours and hours and hours. So it's real value for not a lot of money. I know a lot of you in this space right now, the people on stage, you're already partners, and Bread will get you there, bro. I obviously want to be partner with you. But this is to all the viewers. Lock in, get that 1%, become a partner. But even if you don't, PvP is fine. You know that I'm pushing this, so get yourself a bag of P. Take it to make profits. I don't mind, because ups and downs, they make those creator rewards. So that's my show for today. Thank you.
I like it. Good stuff, EAC. Trying to get Bread back up. I just bumped him down. There we go. Bread. Oh, we got Bread back.
I probably deserve to be kicked down, to be honest. I was gonna say real quick though, EAC, how do we do like co-streams on Pump, dude? Like, I thought about getting people to like bring them up and them stream as well with me or something like that. Like, I don't know.
So, like, I'm live streaming this on Pump right now, with StreamYard. There's a free one that if you want to, like, you have to pay to live stream StreamYard on Pump, like $30 a month or whatever. But there's a free one if anyone's listening. It's called Meld, MELD. I haven't used it, but I heard guys that are using it, and it basically does, I think, what StreamYard's doing for free. So you could do that. But yeah, like, people can, on the just regular Pump streaming, you can get up other viewers. I haven't really even like streamed straight on Pump, but I think it's pretty basic. So it doesn't, I think you can share screen and you can get other people up there, but it kind of, I think we probably could, like, I don't know how many, if there's a limit to how many people And if we could do everything that we're doing here through Pump, I don't know.
You can't, for real. I don't know the limit for people, but there's a lot more you can do here than Pump.
Well, good to know. Like, and if Pump, you're listening, and I'm sure that that this is their goal, is to just get everyone into Pump. Like, you know, why wouldn't they even be like trying to do what X is doing with Spaces on Pump? You know, that I don't. My expectations for Pump are not set low. Like I said, I set my expectations low to manage them, but my expectations for Pump are high, and that's why I'm on here streaming.
I feel it. Bro, what you got cooking? Anything you want to share?
Me?
Yep.
Oh, okay, yeah, no, just that little alpha group, bro. I mean, the only way to really, like, I know how to launch tokens, I know how to make it work, and like, so I was trying to do it like pretty fairly, where I just like launch and do it with like 0.5 or like 1 Solana, and do like that, but that just doesn't cut it. Launching like this and like doing my token with it and stuff. So I'm just gonna go ahead. I have a plan, like we were talking about a while ago. I still have that little piece of poop, and that's part of my branding. And kind of something that I wanted to do. I told y'all before was be someone who just like launches like shitters and does funny stuff, and then adds utility to it. So I just have to go ahead and get a group built up, and then I can get my guy that I have for the website and get him motivated again. Because he hasn't. If we're not doing anything, we haven't seen anything be successful. Then he's just going to be down in the dumps until he sees that. So. But get him going, and then we'll add tech to each one of the launches. Launch with a good group of people, and then basically, once I have about between 35 to 50 individuals that are pretty much like in that group and active, I could start to try to like give it a go. But I'm probably gonna wait till I have about 90 or 100 people in the group, like total, to start doing launches and stuff like that. But once I have that, dude, it's only up from there. Like it's easy once you get that initial volume in. That's what most people can't get in, is the initial volume. And then we're not just getting initial volume, we're getting like, I guess quote unquote organic volume. You're getting people with different wallets doing stuff. Of course, some people are going to cheat for 2x's. Somebody's going to take advantage of it and like mess up a project. But it is what it is. You're going to get called a piece of crap for whatever you do. Like, it literally doesn't matter. Like, I mean, Clutch literally gets, they tell me they want his chickens to taste bad, and all he does is tell people how to make money in the ways they don't want to hear it. So, and that's, I mean, you're going to get crapped on anyway. But I think if you go into something with good intentions and you try to give it the best shot, I mean, that's all you can do. And then if somebody wants to talk crap on you, then they can talk crap on you. But I've got too many ideas inside of my head to just like let them sit there. And like I look at every day at what's going on in Pump, and I'm just like, man, it's just like most of it, aside from like some of our people that we have, here, it's just like it's just unoriginal stuff. It's not good ideas. There's nothing that really catches your attention hardly for that daily runner. I think it's lost a lot of originality, and I'll kind of want to bring that back to the space, because it was a lot more fun whenever there was like shit that would just make you laugh and just send. So I don't think we're past those days. I just think that we don't have people behind them pushing those types of things to give them the visibility they need, because people don't care about what, like, if something's funny or what it is. Like if I'd have launched what I launched the other night, like that little stupid like ass eater token or whatever, making fun of Aster or whatever. If I'd have done that and had like some little bit of wonky tech on it, it didn't have to be nothing like good, just something to click around and play with, and then freaking just have it basically set up like a meme with it. Like I think the art was good enough. It was a clear rip off of it, like making fun of it. And I think it was corny, but I think it was good enough to to actually do something. But I tried launching it organically. I kind of said something about maybe doing it in the space, but then like I didn't build up any kind of like group to launch it in, or anywhere for people to directly see what was happening. And I also kind of need to be like in a voice chat like with somebody as well. That way, while I'm launching it, they can be giving everybody the the address. That way, nobody gets like nobody gets like an unfair advantage, and everybody gets that same shot right at the beginning to get the volume going. And then you can start a volume bot or something after that if you want to, but most of the time you honestly don't even need it. And that's the beauty of it. And then if people respect the charts right then it's just like it's a surefire way to go from freaking a 10K entry, 15K entry, 20K entry for your people pretty reliably up to at least 100 to about like 500K market cap on these tokens. So that's my goal, is to be able to get people that, and then have them sell respectfully. Which a lot. You'd be surprised how many people actually do when you show them that they can make like fair money. Like they'll be like, yeah, okay, well I'll sell my little 0.5 here, or I'll sell my one salon on volume up here, and you don't get quite as many full clips as you would think you would from that low thing. You're always going to have some bad apples, but I mean, usually the few bad apples that it does become ends up getting eat up because they have some trust in it. But that's what I want to get back to.
No, I like it, man. That's a cool thing to put together, and all you need is one big time runner in the whole group. 8 for the year.
Exactly, and that's all you need. You need one thing to go to about 1 million. At minimum like 500K, and then people will buy all your stuff. Like they don't care. You don't have to be a big name. You just have to have one runner, and then you can get your runner by working really really hard, or you can get it by launching a bunch, like working really hard and launching a bunch of shit until something sticks. Because that's all it is throwing stuff against the wall. I'm still gonna stick with my bread token as my main thing, because I mean that's just my life and it's fun. But like to make money though, like I want to be able to create that like atmosphere, not just necessarily for our group, but like for people who also just decide that, hey, I'm gonna follow this guy again. That's what I did before, and it was very I loved getting the messages from people telling me that they made like $1,000 for the first time on here, or like some guy made like 30 grand on one of the tokens I launched, and he like messaged me about that, and I was like, yeah, oh, yeah, it just made me feel good. I didn't make shit on that token. Excuse my French, but I mean, he made something. That's like a life changing amount of money in one click for a guy to do, like, have to do no work. So it's a real wholesome thing.
I ran a statistic like in ChatGPT, like I don't know if it's right or not, but how many tokens got launched like yesterday, and it was like a crazy number, like 30,000 or something. So I think like I was kind of thinking like you too, like launch tokens, but now I'm kind of like I kind of brought up the idea in this space, and Andrew gave me some good advice about it. And I think like I'm more just to like try to push one token, but like I respect what you're doing. But I think like the ideal, like I heard this in a space, and I got to check the stats on it and make like I should clip it what the guy said in the space, but that the creator rewards are really like are the most that you earn from creator rewards. Like if you're trying to kind of get your token into a place where it can be like passive income, is between that 80 to 100, and obviously like around like around that, and then you can kind of be earning those consistent rewards. And that's kind of what more Pump is looking for. Like more, they're not looking for, well, I don't know. I'd have to get in there and check some text from Pump, but I'm just guessing that they don't want massive amounts of new launches. They want like real tokens, like with founders that are pushing them and building them out, streaming every day, staying consistent. That's what I'd like to think that Pump wants, and I don't see why they wouldn't.
Yeah, I'll say I have like a little bit different of a view on it. I do think that is what they want to some degree, because it's a good range to keep people at in terms of their token for the volume to keep flowing in. I think what he wants to do is make as much as he possibly can on fees, and then that incentivizes people to go ahead and keep something and running. Because if they can keep it in that range, and keep people's attention, then you'll keep continually getting that volume coming in. But on the opposite end of the spectrum, If people just are launching stuff and then they can successfully launch stuff, like he's looking at making fees. Like it's all about money for him. From like the way like he purposely like knocked his token down, you know, like he purposely let it like just like go down and get fudded down. Like these are all like strategic moves by him. I think he's a very smart guy. I think the team's very smart, and I think that sometimes you can let your product be not what it could be because there's no reason why it shouldn't be better than what it is now. You know, aside from the fact to just go ahead and kind of like tag people along, um, you know, and slowly make it better as time goes by because he's the main runner. He's the only one there, so he can kind of be slow with his progress compared to, you know, if there was like let's say Bonk was actually doing numbers and had a better name that was competitive to his name. His name's too good. Somebody comes out with something that's like similar to his name and then they do way better, it could definitely flip it. And then all they have to do is get in there and they have to pay some of these KOLs, like I don't know, pay fucking Bark. Excuse my French, sorry, but pay Bark, pay some people like that, and you know, pay some other, you know, lower end like KOLs as well, like a little bit of money, or give them some sort of incentive bonus to go ahead and start doing something on it, and then, you know, boom, you could flip them. I mean, but it's just the name's too good. Like Pump.Fun is just like it's a household name. Even if there is a better product, you have to have a name to be able to compete with it. And I think that's where a lot of people struggle at is coming up with, you know, what to name your platform, what to name your project. And you have a lot of good things that come out, but like, you know, Bonk.Fun was not, you know, was not it. It just wasn't. That was like, I don't understand how people hype that thing up so much. That was just a clear manipulation, like, you know, rotation move. It just didn't make sense to me. But
Yo, shout out Bark. He actually follows me, and I was in his space of the Doginal Dog space, and they were actually like discussing whether they should launch on Pump. Like, it's kind of crazy, but I think that, like you said, like I think the other launch pads, like they have a like launch pads in general have a lot to do if they want to try to catch up with Pump. And what Bonk like did, like everyone said, oh, this is going to be the next rotation, like it's going to take over Pump, and now you don't ever like Pump's definitely on the front of launch pads, and people, you know, if anyone's creating their own launch pad, like yeah, you got a lot of work to do to try to catch up with Pump, because I don't even know what they're going to do next. Like they're already they got the money, and they got the people going over there because what other you know, what other launch pad is giving away like these creator rewards? Like literally kids are like launching tokens and making $100,000 overnight.
yeah, for sure. No, I totally agree with you on that. I think that so we're just go ahead and talking hypotheticals here. If I had enough money to go ahead and create this platform and do all this stuff, which I mean, there's always the opportunity of being able to reach out to like external people, and if somebody finally bites and tells you yes, they'll fund you on your ideas, then you can run with it. But on something like this, I think the way that you could take over a Pump would be if you had a good name, you had good tech, you paid a little bit more in fees than Pump did, you know, and you just kept on beating them on their fees they're paying out to these people. And then you got people like, honestly, like, I think a good like mid-level person to go ahead and try to get involved with like pushing something and make them into a business partner would be the people behind Dr. Squatch, the soap. I know that sounds crazy, but like think about like how much you saw their advertisements, you know, just to like everyday people, and like they literally got men to go out and buy soap that was better for them, which is like probably one of the hardest things to do because men don't give a frick about like quality of soap, you know, like in general. Like there's a stereotype for men using like, you know, 5-in-1 body wash for everything for a reason, you know. But you know, they successfully built a really good brand just off of soap, you know, with a little Sasquatch. So I think that was a really cool thing. But I think if you partnered with somebody like that and you had the money to go ahead and have the original name and idea that was competitive with them, I think you could, you know, within a few months, honestly, if you did it right, you know, overtake them. If I'm just being, I know it sounds like it sounds probably crazy and out of this world, but like just being real, If you had like standardized like marketing going out, like, and you were going ahead and spending that money to go ahead and get these commercials out all over YouTube, all over everywhere, like you could definitely take them down and get, or if not take them down, get enough business to where you'd be a solid competitor and they wouldn't have the market anymore and they would be forced to actually evolve and do better.
I think it's spreading and spreading fast, and I think like if you did this as an experiment and tested it out, and you went out on the street with all the normies and you asked them like, "Hey, do you know what Bitcoin is?" And they'd be like, "Yeah, it's it's crypto or whatever." And I'll be like, "Do you know what Polygon is?" And they'll be like, "Oh, I never heard of it." And I'll be like, "Do you know what Pump Fund is?" And they're like, "Yeah, I know what Pump Fund is." I think that that word of mouth is spreading fast, and it's spreading with kids now, and that's going to be, once that gets out with the normies and they can just get on the app, put in their credit card, start launching a token. Like I think we're, this time next year, it might be like no one can ever catch up with Pump. But that being said, like this is tech. If someone has that next big idea, it's the same with like, was with like Blockbuster, right? They were the ultimate place to go rent a movie, and then they faded, what streaming was, and Netflix was able to like make them a dinosaur, and they went extinct because they were like, oh, we'll never go extinct. So yeah, tech, staying on top of tech, whoever front runs the tech, rotates the companies and the money, but right now, I think Pump's on top for sure.
Oh, for sure. I think they will be. That would be the only way anybody would have a chance would be to do something kind of like how I said. That's the only way. And then you'd also have to get somebody who actually people see, which I don't think that they like. I know this will sound crazy too, but I don't necessarily think that they respect Trev enough. As a dev and for like what he does for bringing eyes to the market. Like I don't see anybody else out there that's doing pump fund tokens that's like like him. I mean he gets like so much mind space from just like normal everyday people because of his content that he made from his old token, and then like that still trickles down into it because he's still the same person, he's still the same person. He still says and does the same stuff. He's just like with a different token name, and just he's he's honestly, man, like I think he's the key to a lot of this. I'm not just trying to like glaze him or nothing like that, but like just the sheer mind space that like he takes up for people is something that
Yeah,
should be utilized. So you'd have to combine a few things, but I think my biggest thing that I really want to do though is I want to find somebody who is like capable of making the tech like that, or like even just like anything else in general, but like somebody that I can trust. That's the hardest part to find in here because I can find people that can make stuff, but like to find people that you can trust in this space to do something like that that's not gonna like throw a crazy back end thing that's gonna let it get big and then like just take everybody's money at the end. Like that's hard to. I think that's what would be hard to find because once they see the money that's coming in like that, I think it could be very, very hard for somebody who built something like that to not just, take it. You'd have to find a really, good guy, or the guy would have to be compensated like, heavily, like through the thing to be a partner with you in it. But I think
I know
that's
some. I
good.
got some good devs like I can trust.
Really.
Yeah, D-Bros, like definitely, like they are guys you can trust. And then I have an artist who makes NFTs and websites that like I know in real life, and I've known him for a long time. Did it go quiet there?
It did go quiet. I was trying to figure out if I rugged or not.
Deeper.
Deeper, deeper.
Speaking of deeper, why don't we launch the red token on deeper and get the support of the Dutch Foundation? Because we need a deeper coin to buy, and then you'll have some traction. And
That's
then you'll
that's
make
actually a good
better.
point. If someone's going to give Pump Fund a run for their money right now, it's definitely going to be base and what they're doing.
I mean, I'll say this: the only way you start giving other competitors some sort of like competition, because at first bonk.fun was giving them competition, like it was giving, like people stopped launching stuff on Pump, and then what did Pump do? Launched the live streaming or whatever, and then they started dealing in their creator fees and all that other stuff. So sure, you could have a another launch pad that does streaming, and I know Deeper was talking about it. Deeper was talking about it. Sorry, I forgot to put the deepness to the voice or to the Deeper name.
I think you should
But-
be a spokesman and put on like a Batman mask. Then you don't have to dox yourself and just say deeper.
Just deeper. You want deeper liquidity for your tokens? Use deeper.fun. But it's just going to come down to how can we give the creator, the dev, or whatever more money? How can you make more money here? You know, like that's what it's going to really come down to. Like you want people to use your platform, figure out how they're going to make more money. You know, you want degens to use your platform more, figure out how they're not going to get rugged as much. Like that's the type of stuff that's is gonna be like, as much as you know, safety is going to come at a cost. Like that's going to be one of the deals. Like I know most people here now are already just like, well, we know we're buying a meme coin. We know the consequences of buying said meme coin. So there's that. And then it's like launching. It's like, well, who do you think I'm going to launch with? The person that I can make more money off of, or you know, the launch pad that's just kind of there type of deal. You know, like you're going to go with the one that makes you the most money. Because I mean, in the end, that's what we're all here for. We're all here to make money, and that's essentially it. But
No, man, I'm here to make friends and have fun.
everybody's here to make friends and vibe. All about vibes. And I can get vibes to an extent, but I'm not. Sometimes just I don't know how much I can vibe. You know. But that's just me. I mean, I've been vibing all day at this point. So, or quote unquote vibing. People say vibe. I say we're getting more knowledge at this point. Like today's been a pretty banger day in terms of like alpha, as far as I'm concerned. But I don't know what anybody else thinks about it. I think it's been a decent amount of alpha. So, yeah, whichever launchpad decides to basically be able to pay the dev more, then that's what's gonna happen, honestly. And I'll tell you, like if you ever did a rewards token, where are you gonna go? Probably gonna go to that rev share platform or something like that. You know, you're gonna do a charity token, go to Go Soul Me and use their platform. And then, yeah, I mean, creator stream, you're going to go to Pump Fun at this point. So Bonk.fun starts doing their own little creator stream stuff, and they figure out a way to where that person can make more money, then great. And I'll tell you, honestly, like when Pump did their Project Ascend, you know, you get more creator fees if you're a smaller creator than if you're a larger creator. So it all evens itself out. And so But then people are saying, well, that kind of like limits the amount, like you make more as a smaller creator than you do as a bigger creator, which, yeah, in theory, that's the case. Like it's quicker. And, again, you just gotta be aware of all of that, I guess. I don't know where I'm going with that, but yeah, anyways, I gotta go do some more work stuff.
I think it encourages people to get to that point. It's obviously a bigger hurdle to get to those bigger market caps when you're just starting out, unless you get extremely lucky. 98% of the tokens that launch don't go to bond. So I definitely, if you're launching a token, don't give up. Like push it, stick to it, come up with a solid brand. But I think the goal, maybe you make more money in those smaller market caps, but when you get to those bigger market caps, obviously you have more people in the token, and you have more ability as a brand to make money in all the other ways that you can. If you got to that point, you probably have either you have a really funny meme and a strong community, or you have some actual utility behind the token, and what you're doing with that utility is going to bring you money. And that's my goal, obviously. What you can do, launch NFTs, do different things, have merch, there's endless possibilities for what you can do as a brand to make money. So I'm definitely encouraging anyone listening to launch a token but stick it out. Don't expect that you're going to make $1 million overnight. Just grind it out. It's worth it. But it takes pulling up and showing up and doing the work. If getting rich was easy, everyone would be rich. But getting rich isn't easy. Not that it can't happen. Not that there's not a luck factor, but Andrew will tell you, and he told you, the poker players that win consistently, it's not because they're lucky every time. Luck's a factor, but it's because they got that skill. They have the mindset to play consistently, to do the math, to play the person, and those are skills. And that's the reason they're always at the end game tables and winning the tournaments. It's not all luck. And that's the same with anything you do in life.
Yo, I want to say what's up to Regina Connell real quick. Thank you, Regina, for reposting the stream. Shoot me a follow. Come hang if you want.
Get P pep talk of the day.
No, good stuff here, see? You're spitting. We lost Brett here. Wait, let me pull him back up. Maybe he'll come back.
He's launching his token on Super.
Huh?
The other day, we brought up the Office Space deeper and deeper, deeper and deeper. And when you guys were saying that, that's totally what I was thinking. I remember when that movie came out, I think I was maybe a junior in high school or something. And I had this stupid fucking job. And I remember watching, I didn't start till 6 p.m. So I got home 3:15 and I put on that movie and I watched it. And I swear to God, he hypnotized me to never go back to that job again. And it was 2 years till I had a job after that. And I maybe I got hypnotized with the deeper voice. And then it's full circle, comes right back to me in a space, haunting me once more.
Favorite Batman? Go.
That's what I was going for with the deeper and deeper.
So definitely Dark Knight Christian Bale for me. And, for the longest time, Michelle Pfeiffer was my favorite Catwoman, but I forget the girl's actress's name. And I thought she'd be a horrible Catwoman, but definitely the Dark Knight Catwoman to go with Christian Bale. She pulled it off.
Oh, Anne Hathaway.
Anne Hathaway, I remember going into the movie man, I really like Christian Bale. This is going to be an awesome Batman movie, but Anne Hathaway, I think the latest movie that she was in was a chick flick, The Devil Wears Prada or something. She's just going to ruin Catwoman. There's no way you can compete with Michelle Pfeiffer, but she definitely she's a great actress and she pulled it off. So that's my take. Best Joker, Heath Ledger.
Heath Ledger was great, but I still like Jack Nicholson personally. But maybe that's just because the first one I saw as a little kid, you know.
Yeah, and then like Joaquin Phoenix, like as a standalone, like definitely was a different take for sure.
Oh yeah. Creek Coin, you want to fill viewers in on stuff you got cooking, all that good stuff?
Yeah. If you guys don't know, we're Creekcoin. We're an RWA project on Solana. We're trying to create our own new, better currency on Solana. Creekcoin is backed by commercial real estate. Traditionally, commercial real estate has been very stable with a nice upward climb. It's also been gated to multimillionaires and family offices and shit. So we're trying to democratize it. And I think if you've been in the spaces the past couple of weeks, I did talk a little bit about us dealing with the SEC, and they came to Chicago, not on a bad thing. We actually initiated the conversations because our goal since day one has been to stay compliant. We started as a meme coin and understood we're more of a utility token, and we're going to proceed moving forward as that. We're not some KOL hype coin. We just invite people to come over, check out what we're doing. We do have a property that we're hoping to announce soon. We got some things going on this week. Hopefully get some volume on our token. CoinGecko should be showing our true supply. We have our lock posted. We have 97% of our supply locked. And that's all public information. So if you want to check that out as well and know that our team isn't selling any tokens. We haven't sold any tokens. If you bought in pre-sale, you 10x. We had maybe 2 people leave pre-sale. Besides that, we have a small, strong community. That's how we believe a strong project like Creekcoin needs to get built. So if you're looking for something you could sleep on and something that's going to grow and get involved in an industry that you would normally be gate kept out of, come check out Creekcoin. We definitely have some cool stuff going on. We got cleared by the SEC to move forward with exactly what we have going. Our tokenomics are nice and clean. But yeah, dude, I mean, if you look at anything else, supply control is everything. And a meme coin, it probably doesn't really matter, but with us, it matters a lot. We have off the market deals. The one thing that we're scouting right now is 10% of our supply. So we've talked to a couple different PE firms about selling 10% of the supply and them agreeing to a 1-year lock with a 12-month waterfall. We did have somebody offer us exactly what we're looking for in the deal, and we decided to keep moving forward and use that as the floor price for what we're looking for 10%. And to give you an idea, it is more than the price it's being traded at. So, somebody wanted to buy 10% of the supply, they can't. We have it locked up. So in order for these, we talked about it on Space earlier on this one, I think. The Wall Street guys and shit, they're going to need big amounts of everything, and exchanges don't have it. A lot of these tokens, when they graduate over to a centralized exchange, the centralized exchange needs a great deal. Market makers need it. It starts to get pretty crazy. And me knowing this, I've planned accordingly. So we are going to be hiring 2 more people onto our team. I can drop a little alpha in this that I won't be dropping in other groups. But the kid we're bringing over, he graduated from Harvard's real estate school while he was still in high school. Instead of going off to college, he's taken 1 year off. And one of my partners, he had applied for an internship with him, and he asked for more money. And my partner, not with Creekcoin, this is with just the real estate business that my partner Brett owns. he didn't want to pay him more money, but he's like, yeah, this is a good guy. Maybe something to fit later on down the road. And he heard about Creekcoin. He added us on LinkedIn, and he's willing to take a price cut, which is good because he believes in the long-term value of Creekcoin, what we're building. So hopefully we'll get him on a space this week too. I'm trying to time it out. It's a little early for him, but hopefully we can introduce him. And then we'll be hiring one more person who's going to be running our marketing. We have some assets, pictures, things like that, your typical stuff. But what he's going to do is he's going to be activating all of our socials. We are on everything. You can find us on YouTube, on TikTok, on Kick. And if there's something that we're not on, please let me know so I can get on that right away. This StreamYard thing, I think I got it figured out. I'm going to talk to you a little bit on the phone, maybe tomorrow, Andrew, if you have time, and walk me through plugging this into all my other social medias, like my Instagram too, so I can go live on all that and start sharing these streams. But yeah, dude, I'm super excited. There's a lot of work I got to do this week. Yeah, I'm super excited to get this work done. I have a huge schedule and just lots of shit to do, but that's good because we were chill for a little bit. Everything was chill, just trying to make sure we fit somewhere. I stalked out so many different spaces trying to find somebody that wasn't just shilling brain rot and crap, and trying to find some real minds. So I'm glad I came over here with you guys. And oh yeah, and we're pushing P too, by the way. I'm glad to be on board with that. Thanks, EAC.
For sure, man. Happy to have you as a partner. And I know like I'm super bullish on RWA and what you're doing and putting in that work that has to get done for, like, I know it's a huge thing, man. Like, it's no small thing because the governments don't even have it together on what the regulations are. And then you kind of have to, like, you're building something that doesn't even have like super set regulations, but it definitely is the future. And the blockchain is built for exactly those things, like tokenizing real world assets and making the world more efficient and saving money, and then in turn making us all more money when you save money.
No facts. I'm glad we met Creekcoin too. It's just a perfect fit. We obviously play in the meme coins. We support meme coins, but we've always been people that have just been involved in utility stuff, and it takes the right utility project and the right RWA to get my attention. So like finding one to finally get me involved, and then now also it's got me looking at other RWAs. It's got me pretty excited, man. I think our morning space is a banger and only going to get better. Yeah, guys, let me give a little update on this poker tournament real quick. We got 129 players left, 76 places paid, and I am in 90th. So I got a little bit of work to do here. I'm gonna flat this so I can bluff some turns here. I can actually lead this turn and it makes kind of sense. I'm gonna bet 3.69. Oh wow, I just went all in on accident. Damn it, misclick. Wow, into the nuts. Son of a gun. Damn, that sucked. I went to bet 3.69. I bet my whole stack. Oh man, that sucks. That was a shitty way to go out of the tournament, dude. I've been misclicking a little bit lately too. Got to slow down. But yeah, that was the end of that tournament. What a 4 days it's been for me. I've had some bad luck stuff with it, but obviously, what's up, crypto junkies? Good to see you. But yeah, guys, that's the that I'm still shocked I just did that. What a terrible time to misclick when he's got it. But yeah, guys, good. Good stream today. I think I'm gonna wrap this up, take a break for a couple hours here, and then you guys are gonna see me in some more spaces. But guys, we got this evening. I know you'll probably see a lot of us spacing happen, if you're on X today. But we have MKU3 this evening. They're gonna be doing a conspiracy space with Timbo and the Diamond Trench Network. Then tomorrow you got me, Creekcoin, and Hermit. We'll be back hosting the RWA Power Hour. So we'll be doing that. Then you got the homie Hash. He's hosting Elevation. After that, then me and Clutch will be there. We're coming in clutch and talking about some stuff going on in the market, some shills and all that cool stuff. But yeah, guys, we're gonna wrap this one up. Thank you guys for joining. Thank you all the panelists for coming and dropping some value, some alpha, giving some updates. And thank you guys to the listeners, man, the viewers for giving us some motivation to do this every day. But I got to take a break. That misclick has me discombobulated. I need to unplug for a few. Peace out, guys.